Hi, and welcome to another episode of Displaced Yinzer's Beer Reviews. Slide this over here. Today we have another representation from Fonta, Flora. They're slowly becoming my favorite brewery down here in North Carolina. They're doing some awesome stuff. This beer, it's not as limited as their Appalachian Wild Ales, but it's really good, so that's why I got the full 6-bottle allotment of it. It's only $14, so I not regretting it at all. I drank one of these already. It's really good stuff. So this one, if you can't see, it's called Leftover Fuzz. So it's a mixed culture saison brewed with second use peaches, meaning they also just came out with Funk Fuzz, which is their Appalachian Wild Ale with peaches. So this, once they used the peaches for that, they threw those peaches in this saison. So this one is not as sour and not as peach forward as that one, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just it's not really a fruit beer at that point. Now it's just adding a little bit of a fruit essence and some funk to it. So crack this guy open, see what we got. Now, when I pulled this from the fridge, it was lying down, which might have been a mistake, but I did notice a lot of floaties in it, which look like peach flesh chunks, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but this pour could be interesting because of that, so we'll see what it looks like. Oh, wow. It's very light. Wow. Very light. But I mean, for a saison, like, that's what you want. It's very light, effervescent. It's a little hazy, but it's not. I mean, it doesn't look like a freaking IPA or anything. But it really is. It's almost like it almost has a glow to it. It's very intriguing, I guess I should say. I don't know, but any type of wild ale that has that haze to it, to me, makes me think that there's some floaties, some yeasty floaties in there, which is almost never a bad thing. So, I think I poured a proper pour. The head is kind of small. It's only maybe half a finger. It's dissipating pretty quickly, but it was pretty vigorous when I poured it. So, I don't think that it's necessarily undercarbonated or anything. So, I'm gonna go to the get a snoot full of this. I'm sorry, I always go back to these things because, you know, I had a big change of life moving down here, but I was worried about there not being a lot of breweries that I really appreciated down here, which, you know, that's not necessarily the first thing you worry about, but there were several really good ones up in Pittsburgh, and the biggest thing they were missing was a great wild ale brewer. Brew Gentleman is definitely starting to do that, but they're still very much in the infancy stages. So there really isn't any local brewer that's making in Pittsburgh. It's making great wild or sour beer. So, you know, I might be missing a couple things up there, but coming down here, I'm getting this Fonta Flora stuff, and I'm so happy about it. These guys are great. Sorry, sometimes I have to go back to these things a couple times. So I'm getting a little bit of a hay character to it. Definitely some like lemony, citrusy, grainy. It does have a little bit of some stone fruit quality to it. You can tell that there's something in this that's not just a wild ale. The yeast character is bringing through a lot. I mean, it definitely has a little bit of that like Smarty character that I get from Wicked Weed that I love, and a little bit of minerality, which, again, there's not many U.S. Brewers that can really bring that true funk mineral character besides Hill Farmstead. I know New Glarus does a little bit, and I've gotten it from a couple of the best Wicked Weed beers I've had, and maybe even a little bit of Side Project. But other than that, there's not many brewers that can really do that. But these guys, some of their sours are really like, they're not just sour. They have a lot of complexity to it, and this one is no exception. Sorry, I haven't drinking it yet. I love the smell of this guy. It's awesome. So it is a little reminiscent of the pour in the sense that it's a little undercarbonated from what I don't want to say undercarbonated from what I want, but undercarbonated from what I was expecting, given the type of beer. And I had this on tap there, and it was definitely more carbonated on tap than this bottle is. But it's not flat by any means. It's really big. So it's like wet rocks, apple skins, and then it finishes with a cereal grainy quality to it, which I appreciate. It, it makes you realize that it's still a saison. It's not some like crazy sour beer that's just sour all the way through. And the tartness that it has is definitely more of, I don't know if this makes sense, but a natural tartness. It's not like it's not super lactic acid like they call it a saison, but it's really just a sour beer. It's not like that at all. The tartness is very much up front in the tongue. It's not long lasting. It does not hinder the drinkability of this beer at all. Excuse me. Actually, speaking of that, I wonder what 5.9. Okay, just wondering what the ABV and so also I know Fonta, Flora, they're very big on using local ingredients, and they have a little star next to everything that is based in North Carolina. So their ingredients are barley, rye, flaked oats, peaches, elderflowers, hops, mixed house cultures, and filtered water. So of all those ingredients, the only two that are not considered local by them is the flaked oats and the hops. I mean, hops, North Carolina just isn't really a climate for hops, so I mean, there's really not much they can do about that. And the flaked oats, I don't know, but it's pretty awesome that all those are in that. I don't really know what elderflowers taste like, so that could be something I'm picking up in this, but I can't pinpoint it because I really don't know. There is a floral character too. No, I said it could just be running through my head. I don't know. Because some people read descriptions and then all of a sudden they taste it, and which could be completely unfounded. Sometimes it's real. But I don't know. It's honestly like for someone who hasn't had anything that was sour before, like this would be amazing beer for them because it just has a slight tartness up front, and then it finishes real quick. Doesn't linger in the tongue at all. This stuff is really nice. It's not for super sour heads. It's not super fruity. It's just a really nice wild beer. A little bit of you can get the peaches a little bit. Definitely some funky minerality from the yeast. A little bit of tartness, and then a finish of a nice grainy character. It's just really well-rounded and an awesome beer just to sit back and drink anytime. This isn't just for rare whale shares. This is just a great beer to drink anytime. I mean, I would liken it to like a Hill Farmstead shelf turd beer. Obviously, turd I'm using in a facetious way. It's Hill Farmstead beers are amazing, but it's just one of those things that you can crack open with a nice dinner, no matter or wherever. Like it's just a nice sharing, great, easy drinking beer. So, I would definitely say buy it if you see it. Buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it. You won't regret it. Even if you don't think it's the most complex and amazing beer in the world, you will certainly like it, and you won't regret buying it. It's certainly at least worth the money. I think the 750 was $14, so I don't regret that at all. Great beer. So I had fun doing this review, and I look forward to doing the next one. I hope you guys subscribe and tune in to the next one as well.